Hi guys, what's up? My name is David and welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this right after it comes out, it means that I am currently camping in Norway at Midgard's Blood Metal Festival, and today is gonna be a more, I guess, personal one, but something that a lot of you have looked forward to if you've been watching this channel, and it has to do with my background, the runes I have written on my wall. Throughout my career, I have been getting some questions about what they mean exactly. So instead of like having to answer all these comments all the time, I am going to make a video addressing what the runes in the background mean. So for context, if this is your first time watching my videos, hi, my name is David. I study Scandinavian studies currently in my third year, and I like runes. I have runes tattooed on my body as well, and I have these runes on the wall of my room that I've written there, I think, like 3 years ago now. And yeah, a lot of people are wondering what they are. And the first thing I have to say is that they are not Viking. A lot of people directly associate runes with Vikings and the Viking Age, and these runes that I have written on my wall actually have a modern inspiration, which in turn has a more ancient inspiration. So the runes I have on my wall, which start like in the corner right there, are lyrics to a song called Alfadir Haiti by the band Heilung. Now, the name Alfadir Haiti means names of the Allfather, which obviously is a reference to the god Odin, which is considered to be the Allfather in Old Norse mythology. So these words that are written on my wall are names for the god Odin. And they are written in the alphabet called Elder Futhark, which is the runic alphabet that came before the Younger Futhark, so before the Viking Age. And this is not only because modern interpretations generally like using Elder Futhark because it has more characters, so it's easier to write in it, and especially if you want to transliterate something from English or any other language that uses the Latin alphabet, it's just easier to use Elder Futhark, and I know that a lot of people are against that, but I personally do not care. But this is actually more historically accurate than if it would be written in Younger Futhark, because the god Odin, this deity, has been found on runic inscriptions that predate the Viking Age. I actually have a tattoo on my back which says "He is Odin's man," which comes from a bracteate that was found from the 5th century, and that is way before the Viking Age, which is typically thought to have started in 793 with the attack on Lindisfarne Monastery in Great Britain. So yeah, these runes are not Viking, and I am not saying they are. I know that a lot of people try like to pretend or genuinely think that Elder Futhark runes are Viking. They're not, and something does not have to be Viking in order to be runic and in order to be cool in general. Like, runes have also existed in other cultures. While they are typically associated with Scandinavia, there are also Anglo-Saxon runes, which are called Futhorc and have slightly different characters. I actually have this very fun book which I got at the British Museum that also goes into detail about Anglo-Saxon runes, because obviously it's written by a British author and it's from the British Museum, and I actually didn't know a lot about those because I am generally interested in the Scandinavian side, but obviously the Viking Age is so popular because there is a lot of research being done on the British Isles, and that's why we know about the Vikings, because they attacked Great Britain. So yeah, it makes sense for Anglo-Saxon runes to also be included in this work. If you want to buy this book, I would recommend it. It's a nice intro into runes. But going back to the actual runes on my wall, so I have been listening to this band called Heilung for years now. They are like a Nordic folk band. It's not really folk, but Spotify labels them as Norse folk or dark folk or Viking music. And they are a collective from multiple countries, from Germany, from Norway, from Sweden, from the Netherlands, and they basically make modern music with ancient inspirations. They have lyrics in multiple different languages, mostly Old Norse and Proto-Germanic, but also in Latin, in Old High German, but also they have like inspirations from even older periods like Babylonian times. So that's all pretty fascinating. And I personally, as I said, I study Scandinavian studies, and I am very interested in the use of the Viking Age, but also like not only the Viking Age, just like older times in general that are typically associated with Scandinavia and the North, how these times are used in modern times. So I personally really enjoy bands like this who use this material and make it into something new, and also do not pretend that they're making like authentically Viking music, because we don't know how that sounded like. So why pretend if you can just make something new with old inspirations and make it sound nice? Like, it doesn't have to be authentically Viking to be cool, as I've said like thousands of times now. So yeah, because I like this band so much, I had a very big empty wall and I decided to paint runes on it. And it took me a while because I wanted to make everything like straight lines and everything, so I had to trace it with a, I forgot the name in English, but I mean this thing. So these lyrics are actually like in Old Norse, and they can be found in both like Latin alphabet and runic inscription online. So I use that as a reference to the runes I have right now. And I actually spelled one word wrong, but I'm not assuming that every person watching this channel can actually read runes. So that's more like my personal embarrassing secret, because I do, in fact, read runes. I have followed a Viking Age archaeology course and a more general Viking Age subject at university. So I have been taught to learn runes. And by the way, this is not sponsored, but I just remembered this. There is a great app to learn how to read and interpret runes. It's called Litualism, and it's like recently been developed by someone. I have heard about this on a vague Facebook group for the Viking festival that I'm going to be at right now when this video comes out. So if you ever want to learn runes in a very accessible, easy, and fun way, then I suggest downloading this app if you want to. But yeah, when people come to my room, they like these runes, and I personally really like this addition to my wall, especially because I started this YouTube channel with this IKEA wall thingy, and it wasn't great, and then I removed it and there were these runes. So that was cool, and I think it adds a really nice feel to my channel because it really fits with the topics that I talk about here. And a lot of people have told me that they like this background, so that's great. So I hope now you know what these runes are if you want to listen to this song Alfadir Haiti. Obviously it's on Spotify and all other types of music streaming platforms. I have seen it being performed live multiple times and I really enjoy it. And I really like this Odin deity. So yeah, it just fits with who I am. And by the way, if you see something moving there, it's my cat. I can he is sleeping right now. But that's not actually not what I wanted to show you yet, because you know, you have been seeing this side of my room, but there's actually more to this. So where I'm sitting right now, I'm sitting at my desk, and when I look up, there is a whole other wall with petroglyphs on it, because I don't only like runes, I also like petroglyphs. Petroglyphs are rock carvings, if you didn't know. And there is this huge area of rock carvings called Tanum, which is like next to the Norwegian border, and there's this huge area of a lot of rock carvings, which are from the Bronze Age. And there's actually also a Bronze Age festival being held there soon. So, but unfortunately I cannot attend, but I would love to. I have this rock carving tattoo on me and also on my shirt. So yeah, I really like this stuff. And yeah, it fits with the general aesthetic of my room. And it's also relevant to these runes because one of the symbols that I have on my wall is actually from this band Heilung that the runes are also from, as the snail warrior. So yeah, it all comes together. So yeah, that's everything I have to say on runes on my wall. I hope you enjoyed this. By the way, if you see me wearing a light shirt for the second time ever on my channel, this shirt is from the Nordic Mythology podcast, which is a great podcast that I suggest anyone who enjoys my channel to listen to, because I cover quite a lot of similar topics that they also talk about, and it's just a lot of great experts on Scandinavian studies and Viking Age studies that come there, speak about their areas of expertise, and kind of like make it more accessible to people who might not have access to academia, which is also what I am trying to do with this channel. So I would recommend listening to it if you like it. And yeah, this is just my only light shirt that I genuinely enjoy wearing because I am emo apparently. So yeah, thank you for watching. If this is your first video that you've ever seen of me, I would definitely suggest watching other videos because this one is just a bit more like personal and chill, and I also cover more serious topics. So yeah, if you're interested in that, make sure to like, subscribe, comment what you liked about this, and I will see you next week. But for now, I will be enjoying my time in Norway. Bye bye.